Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to get into the numbers. I got a lot of things. Well, I don't actually have a lot of things going on, but I have some upcoming things coming up. This is the weekly check-in this week. The next video I do is the paycheck to paycheck, and I already see my husband's pending deposit for his paycheck, and I'm ready to budget that too. So I will be doing this, and then the next video I will be doing that. And I will be filming them back to back today and getting them all done for you and scheduling them in YouTube. So you will see them on Friday and Saturday. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. It's called Lisa's. My name is Lisa. It's Faith and Budget Planning channel. The reason I throw faith in there is because I'm a faith-based person. I'd like to put that out there. I don't talk heavily into my faith right now. I have before. I have a whole playlist on the Prayerful Planner and how I used it and some of the challenges and stuff that they had for that, and really enjoyed that. And I'm actually going to be starting that again in February on Wednesdays videos. I was going to make it a separate channel, decided not to, because I use Epidemic Sound for my videos, and I would have to buy another whole thing to add the music to that, and I didn't like any of the YouTube music, so I want to use some of the better music for my faith videos as well. So I'm just going to add it as another video as something else I do. It'll be a scripture writing and journaling prompt. So if you're interested in Prayerful Planner and you're interested in scripture writing, check out those videos on Wednesdays starting in February. But I'm mostly a budgeting channel, and that is my true deep passion. I can budget all day long and work numbers and talk to people and all the things. So if you are interested in the weekly check-in, how I do my weekly check-in, and follow along with me in my budget sheets, I would love to help you and show you what I do as a weekly check-in. Basically, all it is every week I go through the 4 spending categories that I actively spend out of my checking account as far as cash. And because I'm a debit card user, I'm not a cash spender in a physical cash sense, just a digital cash sense. So the money gets deposited in a bank account, and I use my debit card to go out in town to buy groceries, household, restaurant stuff, miscellaneous, and gasoline, and make purchases online and things like that. This keeps me aligned most of the time. Sometimes I just go ahead and go off the rails. Depends on what's going on in my life at that time. But this month, it's a very slow and quiet month. My husband is a contractor for the Navy, and he does go out with the ships as a civilian, and that is what he's doing right now. I'm told he will probably be home in February, but I have no return date. I'm really hoping to find that out soon. So let's go ahead and dive into the numbers. I'm going to pop my pages out. I'm going to zoom you guys in. I'm going to go over the weekly check-in, what was the budgeted amount, what I spent, what the new balance is, and what week 4 is going to look like. And then I use my calendar where I track all my expenses. And as you can see, this calendar is very sparse. It is normally full and filled. Not anymore. I've been not anymore, but I've been really cutting back and being conscious spending everywhere, every time I decide to make a spending or a purchase item. I try not to let my emotions guide me in that and really become purposeful, intentional with my spending. So you're going to see there's not a lot going on here. I actually had 3 no spend days. This is kind of not a no spend, but I'll explain why that is there in a second. But I'm counting it as a no spend for right now. And let's go ahead and pop these pages out and dive right in. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So I know I said I was going to go straight to the weekly check-in, but I wanted to show these sheets because I've had some conversations in the chat box or the comment box below about transaction logs and how people have liked them, seeing them the last video I did. So I just want to quickly kind of show how I keep up with my daily spending and how I know how much in every category to the penny that I have available to spend. So this is the one for January. And like I said, I haven't been spending a lot, but how I start, I budget specific amounts for each category. This is my grocery household category, and you're going to see it in a minute. That's how I label it in my calendar and on my weekly check-in. And I follow my weekly check-in as far as dates and how much money is in here listed, and I just subtract out every time I spend. So like for this weekly check-in, the last time I did a weekly check-in, the budgeted amount was on the 14th through the 20th, which is today, and this was the total that I have, which matches my weekly check-in numbers. And then here is just a log. I can just kind of write down what I did and what happened. Now, you're going to see here, there's a lot of writing in this one. This $8.47 is that Sunday I was talking about, that I said I spent something, but I didn't really spend something, so I'm calling it no spend. I ordered something on Amazon. It was vitamin B complex, and it's something my sons take, and I can't really find it in stores, and I was lazy, and I was like, I don't really want to go store to store trying to find it. So I just went to Amazon and ordered it, and then it said February 8th before it was going to show up. So it's not charged to my checking account yet. So it threw my numbers off for a little bit. So I added it back in, and I'm going to put move to February. So I'm going to call it a no spend because money never actually came out of my checking account, but I did order something that day. So once it's actually shipped and they've charged me, then I'm going to put it as part of the spending. And it'll be fine. It's only $8.47. It's a big bottle. I get a big supply, so it's no big deal. And yeah, so that works. But yeah, you can see these numbers are going to be the same as my weekly check-in. Same thing for restaurants, and really look at this. Okay, I've been trying to cut my restaurants back quite a bit. And yes, I know my husband is gone and I'm not going out by myself and all that stuff, but wow, I really haven't been going anywhere. That is really good. Occasionally I'll have a McDonald's and Papa John's. We always do pizza on Friday. Though this Friday it might snow, so I might switch that to Thursday. Which is actually tonight, but I'll count it towards Friday. We haven't decided yet. I don't care. It doesn't matter where it is on the calendar and the budget, as long as the money's in the account. But I haven't talked to my kids yet, so I don't know how that's going to work out. Let's see. And then here is the miscellaneous, which I have more transactions. That's going to say the same thing as my weekly check-in, as well as the gasoline, which I only have one transaction here. It's just me. My husband's not here to drive, so there's that. Now, here is my calendar. And as you can see, listed in the corner are those same categories. So I run a transaction log. Not everybody does it. Usually on a weekly check-in, you see people go back and check the calendar once a week after they lay their stickers down every time they spend, but once a week they go and check in what the balances are. I'm a daily check-in person, but it doesn't seem to be like most people are, so I don't really talk about it much. But I thought it'd be good to talk about, because once you know exactly how much money you have in each category at all times, it's easier to spend or not spend and spend wisely. So that's what I have found out. But pink, I usually highlight the corners in the boxes, and pink is grocery household. Restaurants is blue, miscellaneous is green, gasoline is yellow or orange, and unbudgeted is yellow. And I like to mark how many no spends I have and just put a number in there. That was just something I threw up there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the spending. So here we go. So this is one side of the calendar, and then I have the other side right here. And we're going to go ahead and pull out my sticky notes, and we're going to total these up together. Now, I've already written down all the transactions. Sorry about that. And there wasn't a lot of transactions, so I figured I'll just write them out real quick, and then we will add them up together. So as I am looking, there's no grocery household here on this side of the calendar, but there are several on this page. So this was the date that I did that Amazon purchase. That's not going to be charged until February when they ship the order. There you go. Move this up. Yeah, this was the date. So I'm going to call it no spend because no cash came out, but that's okay. So I have $93.51 for groceries. I went again the next day because the 19th, they were talking about weather and snow for the Virginia area, especially the coastline. and we don't typically get snow here, so I overstocked in a few things that I thought, well, if I can't leave the house until Monday, and today is Thursday, then I want to make sure I have everything that my family wants. And, you know, bread was flying off the shelves like crazy. Cases and cases of soda were leaving the store. I could never seen so much soda leave at one time. So, yeah, it was crazy shopping. And so I went back and got what I needed, and it was fine. In fact, when I went to look at the bread, and I did buy some bread, but they were 6 like hoagie buns or sub sandwich buns, and it was 6 to a pack, and they were kind of big. They were, I would say, not a foot long, but they were like a little bit bigger than a 6-inch sub sandwich, and so that was kind of cool. And I figured, well, if the power goes out, we have peanut butter and jelly and ham sandwiches, and we'll be fine. Even though I do have some loaf bread, I think that would be more filling. So I did run to Dollar General. Not all of this is $7.35 is food. I actually got 2 canned items, and then I bought some party supplies, but there was so much money in our grocery budget that I was like, I'll just leave it all on one side and call it grocery household, because I was buying party supplies, and I guess I can consider it a household because the party is at my house for somebody else, but I'm super excited, and so that's kind of cool. So let's total these up, make sure this is on, you can see it okay. So $93.51 plus the $33.64 plus the $7.35. Enter. All right, we have $134.50 for this week. Restaurants I don't really have to add because I only had one. And now I have miscellaneous. So I have $5.10, $75.14. Why did I subtract? I hit the wrong button. Plus. All right. What's next? $29.99. All right, and then $8.47 and $10.05. Okay, let me go back and explain why I have all this, and we'll go check them off one by one because I forgot I wasn't doing that and showing you that. I just changed it up on you guys, didn't I? All right, $128.75 for miscellaneous, which is a pretty good amount. So the first here in miscellaneous, I have $5.10 was Etsy through PayPal, and I bought digital graphics for March and April's budget sheets, which I'm super excited about. March is for 4-leaf clovers, and they're really, really pretty. And then April's is like a eucalyptus graphic. It's really cool. I really like it. $75.14. I bought all of the most recent releases of Sarah Marie March stickers, and I had to cut back on some of these, and I used a 15% discount. So yeah, I'm gonna have to rethink that budget a little bit if I'm gonna do that every month, and come up with ways to save some money. I have some ideas, but we'll wait and see. Amazon movie. So yeah, I was bored again. And there's a couple movies or a few movies and series of movies that I watch when my husband's gone. The last one I bought was The Lake House, which is, Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves. This time I bought a package deal of 5 movies, and it's a very popular series that was called Twilight. And I'm sure you know about it. And Twilight was actually filmed not far from where I was living at the time. I lived in Port Orchard, Washington, in Washington State. And Forks, Washington is not close, but it's, I could drive to it and actually see the town. So, if I was still there. And so, because it was a big deal in Washington State when we were living there, I never really watched it while I was there, but I remember the books. I remember people talking about it. And I watch it when my husband's gone. I don't know why. I don't think he really enjoys it, but it's a little nostalgic for me. So I kind of like it. It kind of takes me back to that time I was there. So I went ahead and ordered it. It was about $6 a movie, and I thought, hey, you know, it's on Amazon Prime, it's digital, I'll get to watch it whenever I want. And the issue was I couldn't find it on any subscription service I had. And I was like, man, I really want to watch it. And so I was like, I'll just buy it. And this here is, what did I buy? Oh, Flora highlighters. So I got sucked into purchasing. I was watching Sarah Bailey, I can't remember. She's another YouTuber. She's very popular on YouTube. She's a planner, and she had these Flora highlighters that had the same colors as the Flora collection, and there were 2 different sets, and I got to get one of them because the other one sold out so fast after she posted her video, and I couldn't get it. And I thought, wow, yeah, that's really, that's influence power. So, but I did get one of them, and that was awesome. So I went ahead and bought it, and I thought it'd be great to use with my, my A5 Rings agenda. So when that gets in, hopefully this week sometime, if the snow doesn't stop it, then I will show you what that looks like in my A5's ring agenda. So here is my allergy and asthma. It's a copay. I didn't want to take it out of the main budget. I just figure I'll throw it here in the miscellaneous because, like I said, we haven't really spent nearly as much. And I forgot to mark off Papa John's because we didn't talk about it, but that's the only restaurant. You know, it was just $10, and I thought, well, I'll just take it out of that. And that's the best thing about a budget. You can take the money from whatever category you need to, if it is necessary, or if it's just convenient and it's just a small amount like this. So your budget is flexible for what you need. I do recommend, if you're doing habitually moving money from category to category all the time, that might be an issue where you're not really focused in your categories. But if it's not something that you have to be concerned about all the time, then every once in a while it's not that big a deal. So I'm gonna flip this over, and we're going to get into the weekly check-in. So every week I budget a certain amount of money. This was week 1, and this is what I budgeted every week for the entire month of, the first 4 weeks of, what month are we in? January. I can't tell what month I'm in when I'm focused on doing budget sheets for other months, and I get lost every time. So here we are in week 3, and we're going to close out week 3, if I can get it on camera, and we're going to set up week 4 and know what the numbers are. Now, week 5 for me is like the last few days of the month that come after next Thursday, the 27th, and that's just anything left over, which we should have plenty. We'll go to that week, that part of the week, and then I'll start new again in February on the 1st. So here we go. We're going to write our spending. Groceries, $134.50. Restaurants, $35.27. Now this will probably start getting a little more spendy when my husband gets back in February. So February, March timeframe, this will change. Hopefully not too much, but you know, enough where we can have date nights and stuff. $128.75 is the miscellaneous, and then the gasoline is $66.77. And I had no unbudgeted. I was so happy. So nothing there. So that means nothing here. And we're going to total these numbers up. So here we have $134.50 plus $35.27 plus $128.75 plus $66.77. All right. We spent $365.29. Whew. Not that much, because I had over $1,000 available to spend. And, you know, I just didn't even think about it. You know, I guess after the holidays and Christmas and all the spending last month, you know, I just don't feel like spending now because, you know, that season's kind of over. And I guess with my husband gone, it's also harder for me to want to be a little more spendy and joyous because not depressed, but it's like I'm down a little bit because he's been gone he left December 4th. So he's been gone for quite a while. It'll be 2 whole months, February 4th. And so hopefully he'll be home after 2 months. But we'll see. So what we're going to do now is just kind of take a look at the numbers on what I budgeted, what I spent, and how much is left over in every category. So I had $56.69 minus the $134.50, and we have $222.19, and that's what I had listed in my daily that I showed you earlier. Now we are going to move this up just a little bit more. There we go. 245. Oops, what am I doing? 245.83 minus the 35.27. Now I do have a challenge going on, a YouTube challenge. So if you like this video, I will save $1. If you comment on this video, for each comment, I do save $2. And for every new subscriber in the month of January, I will save $5. So if you're new, you can challenge me to save $8 if you do all 3 of those things right now. And a lot of this extra money that I'm going to have left over is more than likely going to cover how much what you guys have been challenging me on, and what I'll be saving, because when I totaled yesterday, and I did a short on it yesterday on the 19th, and it was $269 when I totaled it up. I'm like, wow. So, and I still have like several days to go before the end of the month. February is a shorter month, so if I do this again in February, we'll see. But I do have a goal in mind. I do want a new camera. There's $600-700 to buy the camera, so I'm going to use this savings challenge to buy a really good camera. It's like a vlogging camera. I think I'm going to go with the Canon. It's something my husband wants to use as well, and we can kind of share it, but I want to stop using my phone to film on. So that's the plan for right now. Did I do that one yet? No, $353.32 is miscellaneous, and I spent $128.75. And that's $224.57. So that's really good there, because last month, miscellaneous, I was like through the roof. All right, so $197.27. And I'm going to subtract $66.77, and that is going to leave me $130.50. And these all match all the numbers on my other budget sheets, so we are golden here. So I'm going to start with this number that's already there. I'm going to add the previous numbers, 24.57 plus $210.56 plus $222.19. So that gives me a total of $787.82. Now that is awesome. That is really awesome. So this is what's sitting in my bank account. Actually, a little more than this is sitting in my bank account right now. All right, so what I want to do, I have my laptop off to the side with my spreadsheet, so keeping track over there. What I want to do now is take this information, and I want to add what I plan to budget down here. So each number, as you can see, I had a starting budget here, and I'm using this number again and again every single week for week 4. Week 2 and week 3 were part of Paycheck 1, or Paycheck 2 of this month, sorry. And Paycheck 4 I cannot talk. Week 4 of my weekly check-in and week 5 will be covered by the income that comes in for Paycheck 3, which is my end of the month check. It usually comes around between the 20th and the 25th, sometimes a little later, sometimes a little earlier. But this is what I budget for the last part of the month, and I'm going to do another weekly check-in before the end of the month, and then I have week 5 on another page. Now, if you have gone to my Etsy store, which these are listed in my Etsy store, it's called Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. I sell these budget sheets, but my weekly check-ins look different than this. Now, my weekly check-in actually has week 1 through 5 on one page and does not have the second page. Let me see if I can find that real quick. With the notes page. This is no longer in my shop. And I have February budget sheets up. And March budget sheets, if you're interested. I've already got them in the shop. But this is the weekly check-in. This is where I'm going to do week 5. What I'm considering week 5, which is only the last 3 or 4 days of the month. And then this is how I kind of map out every week the same amount and what I goals want to spend for the entire month. I have certain numbers that I use that are my guidelines every month, and I only increase them when I feel like we're going to spend more than normal. So let's go ahead and do what I said I was going to do and quit talking. So $222.19 plus what I budget was $250. That gives me $472.19. That is the new budget amount here. That's way more than enough than what I need. So more than likely, between all these categories coming up, my savings challenge will come out of the budget, out of the spending budget, not my income budget that, or the buffer, the checking out, or wherever. I have to make sure that I can afford the challenge too. So that's kind of going to be a factor there. But right now, my husband is getting overtime, so I have a lot of flexibility. And you'll see that in the paycheck to paycheck tomorrow. Let's go ahead and do the restaurants, which was $210 and $56 plus the $112.50. There you go. That's what I planned. That gives me $323.06. So I'm going to write that down. And then miscellaneous. So miscellaneous was $224.57, and I'm going to add $137.50, which is what I already planned out this month, and that gives me $362.07. I've never seen such high numbers at the end of the month. I must have really just didn't feel like doing anything this month. I was pretty bummed. Okay. Gasoline. So $130.50 plus $87.50. And I'm really glad I got a full tank of gas for before the storm came with the snow. $218 even. That's kind of crazy. That never happens. There we go. I never budget for unbudgeted, so I'm going to put 0 here. And we're going to total these up. So 218 plus the 362.07 plus the 323.06 plus the 472.19. And wow, $1,300. That's way more. $1,375.32. So it looks like I have plenty for the savings challenge. Oops, I'm not even on screen. And plenty for groceries and household and restaurants and miscellaneous and gasoline. So that is where I'm at. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and put this back in my notebook, and we're going to close out this video. So I will be right back. Okay, there you go, guys. My weekly check-in is done. It's very easy. It's very simple. I take forever to explain it with you guys, so it takes 10 times the amount of time to actually do it if it was just me by myself. But I like to go in detail. That way it may help someone, or it can click and say, oh, I get it now. I can do this check-in too. But it's just taking a specific amount of money that you're saving for an entire week of specific categories that you know you're going to spend cash or run your debit card with. These can also be considered cash envelopes. If you're a cash spender, think of these as specific envelopes, and this is what's left in the cash envelope, and then I added some more cash to it. This is another way of looking at it. There's so many ways of doing this, and some people actually just start with a large number at the beginning of the month. They come up with a balance, and then they take that number and divide it by the number of weeks they have left, and that's how they know how much is being spent. How much is available to spend. I don't like doing that way. I need nitty-gritty to the penny. I am not screwing this up. I want to know how much I have available. And so that's why I do a budgeted amount and then how much I spent, and I have the transaction logs. The transaction logs keep me from over budget unless I choose to go over budget and know how much is in the buffer of the checking account, and that's where I'm spending it from. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Like, subscribe, and comment on the videos. I will put those into the savings challenge for the month of January. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Searching